I'm Sarah the Rebel.
I'm Miss Fitzmara.
And this is a podcast where women talk about wrestling. The Women Wrestling Friends podcast. Welcome. And we have a special guest today. I know he doesn't look like a woman, but we're going to get to that in just a moment. We're also going to talk a little bit about WWE Payback and how wrong I was in all of my predictions. So let's introduce you to our guest, normally known as a pro wrestler, Chaz Herrera of the Study Buddies. We are going to call you Chazine today. Chazaphine?
Chazaphine.
I love Chazaphine. I'm going to name my next sim baby Chazaphine.
You didn't ask me to come up with a Chaz female name.
Sorry.
Now you put me on the
Chaz,
spot.
Okay, we're going to go with Chazaphine.
Chazaphine.
Oh, my goodness.
And we call you
All
Chaz
right.
for short.
Yes.
So
I'm not cutting anything off, though. I'm talking about my beard.
Oh, yep. I knew you were talking about your beard. I did. Yes.
Yeah, why would we ask you to cut your beard off?
Yeah, also ladies with beards are badass,
Yeah.
man. Haven't you ever seen dwarves?
Dwarf chicks.
Dwarf chicks bearded up.
Mhm.
Bearded up. Bearded up. Okay, but we're getting off track. So first of all, we want to talk to you a little bit and ask you random questions. I hope you're okay with everything. You know, we invited you here. Is the temperature okay? How you feeling?
I was told I was going to get pizza.
But we got your pizza rolls.
Pizza's in the name. It's admissible.
I was told pizza, not pizza rolls, and that was specific request on my end.
Maybe the phone cut out when I was talking to your imaginary agent.
Yeah, I did not
And
receive.
rolls fell off.
I did not receive a notarized rider, so we were not.
There was
aware.
no rider.
There's no rider.
I sent it in text. I'll send you the screenshot.
Anyway, those pizza rolls were delicious, and I'm never feeding them to him again. Tell the folks a little bit about your path to becoming a wrestler.
It's simple. One day, in 2009, I found Santino's Brothers Wrestling Academy on Google.
But did you walk in like this, like an aardvark?
No, not aardvark style. Not aardvark style. I didn't walk in like that.
Our Klondike Bear.
Gathering fish?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay,
This was
the fish gathering.
gathering.
No, there was no fish gathering when I arrived. It was in a backyard with
How
no
did
fish.
How did you hear about Santino's?
I knew about Joey Chaos from his XPW days, and I've been to a show in 2000. Joey was an awesome high flyer, one of the top in Southern California. And I actually met him in 2004. I don't think he remembers, but I was helping out. I had a mask on the whole time. I did a show. I was like helping my buddy Leroy, ring crew guy. Some people might remember from XPW, or he's also now known as a human tack board. So I was helping him out on a show Kevin Kleinrock was running in Southgate, and I met Joey that day. Really friendly, but I didn't see him again till 5 years later, 2009, in Norwalk in the backyard where they were running classes at that time. Mm-hmm. There's a whole documentary about it called Wrestling School.
Highly recommend.
It's by Max Miner, who did a great job on telling the story and in putting it in a nice, concise, fun way. It's like a short film. So, but then I stayed with him throughout the years. Right now he's running the school, Santino's Brothers Wrestling Academy, along with Mongol, who I refer to as Buttercup. What's up, Buttercup, if you're watching?
Oh, no.
Hey.
What?
And hey, I can do what I want.
Well, I'm just saying that was supposed to be my name if I become a horse for True Grit. It's a long story, guys. Don't worry about it. Continue.
I mean, I think he'll let you have it.
You can be Buttercup.
Buttercup 2.
Sure.
Hija de Buttercup.
That would be... Oh, I like it. Espanol. Yo no Espanol. Arrow. Did I do it right?
Yes. That was fluent.
I'm
Yo
hella
hablo
fluent.
español.
So did you have any favorite wrestlers growing up? People inspired you or inspired your in-ring persona?
The persona, I mean, that... I can go into some guys, but the guys I loved to watch wrestle when I was a kid, mainly I was watching WWF at the time. My favorite, the guy who I was watching at the time when I made that choice that all the people that become wrestlers make, that I want to be a wrestler, was Bret Hart. Yeah, I was watching him and I just liked the story, the way he carried himself. And then I started getting into dirt sheets. WWE was talking about bringing in this dude, Flash Funk. I was like, what is this Flash Funk guy? But as soon as he came out, I recognized him from pictures. It was Too Cold Scorpio playing a different character. Really acrobatic style, very innovative. Mm-hmm. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he has done. because he was one of the wrestlers who knew lucha, he knew the Japanese style, he knew American style, and he blended them all really well. So I started researching him, anything I could find back in the day when they only had tapes, no DVDs yet.
Kids, imagine, research without Google. What do? You open an encyclopedia to find the nearest wrestler? Doesn't work.
It doesn't. You just basically got to find the tapes in the bargain bin at Sam Goody, for whoever remembers that.
Or 40 for Sam.
Wow, you old as fuck.
You've been wrestling for a while. Is there a move that hurts more than people think it does?
Well, here's the thing. If a move's pulled off correctly, you shouldn't feel very much. But it should look like you were demolished or at least suffering from it. It should, that's the illusion we're trying to create. But it could be any move that is just pulled off incorrectly that throws you off, that injures you. Like the 3 injuries I've had, they don't look like they would have caused injuries on tape. They look like they were safe. One in August, I wrestled in East LA. I was wrestling with my partner Darwin, and we were wrestling 2 members of the Revelation, Hog and Terex. So within the first minute of the match, Darwin does a dive through the ropes. They catch him. I do a dive. They're holding him on the outside, and then I do a dive over the top, bounce off of Darwin, who's horizontal because the 2 guys are holding him, and I fall maybe from this height down onto the concrete. There was no pad, so it was maybe like 2-3 feet fall. I don't know if it was the angle I landed at, but I hit something, and I realized when I got up, I felt a dinger. In wrestling you get these dingers. Ow, you just work through them. But I realized when I got up and took my first step that I thought I took a normal step, but I took my leg only moved about a third of the way. So I thought maybe there was nerve damage in there or something. But I could move, and I continued that match. It ended up lasting about 12 minutes. Right after the match, I was so grateful once we were getting toward the end, and I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. I said, "Fuck, I can't believe I made it." But right after the match, they attacked me, right? I got splashed by I think he's 400-pound Terex, and Hog hit me with one of his lariats. So I was down. I couldn't get up, and I had to tell Darwin, who I don't think knew the extent of the injury,
right?
Because when you watch the footage, it just looks like I pulled off a cool dive. The other thing that injured me was once in Fresno. I was wrestling for Lucha Extreme, and I was going against Donnie Suarez. It was a tag match. Sean Heads and Donnie Suarez versus Darwin and I, the study buddies. Donnie did a plancha over the top to the outside, and he hit me, and he landed right on my head. Now, I recently saw the footage, and it doesn't look like it was anything bad, but he landed, and something got compressed. I heard a little snap, bump, right there. And when I hit the mat, I tried to get up, and I realized I can't move my arm. So Donnie's there doing his thing. He's attacking, and I'm trying to get up. And every time I put weight on my arm, I just end up collapsing down again. It happened about 3-4 times. Looks funny in the footage, actually, because I know what's happening. Looks like Donnie's just kicking my ass. But in reality, I couldn't get up, so I just kept collapsing.
So how did you get out of that? Did you have to be like, psst, or roll to the other side, or? I
had to call an audible and just tell him. But we worked our way through. It became an even exchange, and we fought to the back. But and I was in the back, and I had 8 minutes till I was supposed to go back out again, because we were filming for TV. So this was multiple episodes we were filming in one shot, and I was just trying to figure out how am I going to do this, because I can't move. I feel tingles. I don't know if it's strong. It took a while to regain everything, full range of motion.
Can't even do this. What are you gonna do when you can't?
Can't play dice.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Can't shake your water bottle when you add the crystal light.
No,
protein shakes were lumpy.
Yeah.
No, you can't make.
That's so sad.
Make cookies.
Side note.
The churning butter is the worst part.
Yeah.
Trying to make cookies is a lot harder than it seems if you're really out of shape. The first time you have to hit that batter, and it's like, stir until blah, 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 and you don't have a mixer, and you're like, dear God, my grandma was a monster. Anyway, side note.
Get that deltoid working.
That's why they can beat you so hard.
Yeah.
Cooking without electronic shit.
Chasing you with a chunkla. You know what I'm talking about.
They
Look
do.
at that guy. He laughed.
Yeah, I saw him. Definitely. So you made it out of that one. That's awesome. So speaking of injuries, Is that basically what you have to do when you get injured? Is you have to like let people know, or like how does that go in a match when you get unexpectedly injured?
It's crazy. You gotta assess it. You gotta assess it well. I did go out 8 minutes later, by the way, and I did the match. We did the match.
Okay.
And I had to pace myself because I was limited, so I couldn't just do the things I normally do. I had to limit myself.
Did you like kind of work the fact you couldn't move your arm into the match at all, or did you just hope nobody noticed that you were not moving that arm?
Oh, I didn't work it in at all.
Yeah, you were just like, I'm really good with this arm. Don't worry about it. This is my signature.
I forgot who it was. One of the dudes said this, and it was either Anthony Idol or Dickie Mayer. Both those guys always offer some cool advice in the backstage. They said, one of them told me, look, you're going to have the best match you've ever had today because you're going to have to change everything up, and you have like 5 minutes to figure out how you're going to do that. You're going to have to go a lot slower, so you're going to have to make everything mean more. You're going to have to make everything have more impact. And when he said that, the light bulb lit up in my head, and I said, okay, cool, I will, then let's do this match. Let's do it. But because I was still teetering for the first I had 8 minutes. The first 3, I was teetering back and forth, wondering, should I go out? Should I cancel this so that they can get a substitute? And then when I heard that, I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's do this shit. I had a match against Mike Rain in UEW in Sun Valley 3 weeks ago. And again, it's one of these things that doesn't look like anything that would injure you. But there was a spin kick, and I was trying to block the spin kick that Mike threw at me. He's a big guy. He's powerful. I didn't get my hands in the position to block the spin kick. He went a lot lower than I expected, so his leg ended up catching me right on the elbow, which jacked something back. Like I heard a pop, and I went down. I bumped. I was laying flat. I realized I could move the lower part of my arm, but I couldn't do this. I couldn't lift it up, and I couldn't move to the side. But I said to myself, we're about 6 minutes, 7 minutes into the match. We have another 5. So I started assessing it. So I called it. I let the ref know. Shoulders out of place. I'm going to keep going. We went for about another minute till I realized that this was going to, that I couldn't continue. So basically I threw the match. I couldn't move it. I couldn't pop it back into place. It was numb. And I ended up going to the ER for that. So it just depends on how bad the injury is. This was an arm injury.
Remember, guys, wrestling is fake. We're all a bunch of marks. It's cool. Well, thank you for sharing all that with us. And now we're going to talk about WWE Payback, baby.
Which I will not call Retribution.
Good. I'm really proud of you. For any of you who missed the last episode, we said Retribution a lot. And I'm saying we, but it was tomorrow.
It was absolutely, because Retribution's a cool name.
You're right. It would have been a better, it's absolutely a synonym. Would have been a better name. Retribution. Can you just imagine Stephanie McMahon saying that? You know what? Maybe because she wasn't there is why they were like, fuck it, Payback.
Yeah.
We'll just keep calling them Paybacks.
Maybe, yeah.
So there was a kickoff show with Enzo Amore, Big Cass. I'm going to say it right this time. Watch me go. Gallows and Anderson. I did it. I constantly say their names incorrect.
What do you say?
I say like Luke and Gallo Andersons or some shit every time. It's too many names.
Yeah.
I wish I'd come up with a tag team name so I don't have to keep writing out Enzo Amore and Big Cass. And it's annoying. Have a name. Anyway.
The cool guys.
The brothers.
The two brothers.
So it was part of the kickoff show, and I didn't watch it, but I heard that it was nice. I heard that Enzo finally won something. He hasn't won something in at least months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Possibly, I don't even know if he's won something in 2017.
And he made it through Conscious, apparently.
Oh!
Which is also new.
That is pretty new
They've
for
been
Enzo.
knocking him the fuck out.
They really have. And it's felt
3
good.
months.
You know, I know some of y'all watch this love Enzo. Listen, when he first came out, I loved Enzo too. But you can't be Scrappy-Doo and not solve the mysteries. Scrappy-Doo at least did something in the team, okay?
He beat up some, octopi.
Yeah.
And, would run up on Ghost and be like, what? What up?
Right, and you needed Scrappy-Doo, okay? We don't need Enzo in his current state, so you need to make him needable, goddammit. And this time he was, I heard. So I'm really happy. I'm going to go back and watch it later. Sorry I didn't watch the kickoff show. There's too much wrestling. Tell WWE, don't complain to me. So the United States Championship match, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens.
Yes.
I was so So pleased. And it was kind of up in the air about what was going to happen because we all know that Chris might be going away to do his tour. Kevin Owens, this was another like championship that was on the wrong show, but whatever, we're not going to talk about it. So it was kind of iffy who was going to win. But I had hope. Always in my heart. I probably didn't say that though in my predictions. I don't remember what my predictions are. You know, if I was a professional, I would have actually had them printed out here. But if you don't watch Ready to Ramble, it doesn't matter anyway. How did you feel about the match?
I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. It had some good spitefulness in there on Jericho's part, as it should, with the whole, fucking up Kevin Owens' hands.
Right, and that was missing from some of their other matches to me. Like, he betrayed you. Be a little angry. Just a smidgen.
So, and, it's always, Jericho's up in them years, and it doesn't matter, because he's great. He's freaking great. He's still doing the moonsaults, he's still flipping and kicking people in the face and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
and
he makes me feel terrible about my life. Like, look at that man go. He's somebody's dad multiple times over. He could be a granddad if he wanted to be right now. And he's just whoop, 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 through the ropes. Bye.
So spry.
So spry. And it brought the return of the finger. You know which finger. Sorry. Mine was the wrong one. Sorry, everybody. Here is Pointer. How did you feel about this match? Did you have any opinions? Any opinions about Jericho or Kevin Owens in general?
I was more nostalgic just thinking about Jericho. I've been watching him since, 95? I was watching him since his WCW days. So I like the story, although I agree it wasn't as intense as I was expecting. I was expecting more like a heated rivalry type of match, more aggression, but nonetheless, I was still pretty entertained by the match, and it's great to see the Kevin Owens. He was like around the scene not too long ago, and his ascent. It's cool to watch. It's also great to see Jericho still able to move around and tell a really good story physically in there.
I agree.
At his age.
Yep. But yeah, so still not quite the spite fest we would want, but much better on the spite factor. Yes. I don't know if they're going to continue it, because Kevin Owens is definitely on SmackDown still, right?
No, it was whoever won this would be.
So Kevin Owens is back on Raw now.
Yes. Which makes sense because they're kind of heavy on the heels then on SmackDown.
That's good, because it means they're not breaking up the stable with Samoa.
Yeah,
Samoa cookies.
Yeah, so we're gonna. That's
good.
Resolved itself.
Interesting. You know what I really want to see with Chris Jericho? Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jericho. That's what I want to see. Is there anybody you'd like to see Jericho go against in SmackDown Tam Tams?
Well, the face that runs the place. I think Jericho and AJ would put on some interesting shows as well. I think I'd be down for that.
I think they have, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So that was weird. I don't know why they couldn't just make this a Raw to SmackDown pay-per-view together, but cool. We're not going to talk about it. Cruiserweight Championship, Austin Aries and Neville. This is great, as usual. Yeah. All of their matches are really good. Yeah. They look really painful. It's hard to watch. They're, like, throwing some forearms, man.
Catching them elbows right in them faces.
Just throwing the shit out of them. I bet you're laughing at us because we're all like, oh, it looks like it hurts. And you're like, hi, pussies. What's going on in your brain right now? How'd you feel about that match?
It was good. Good pace. A lot of athleticism. I wasn't laughing, it's that you guys necessarily. It was a hard-hitting match. It was a hard-hitting match.
Yeah.
So I can see why it would make you cringe. I guess I just don't cringe so much myself anymore about strikes and things like this.
Well, when you take them, then it's all relative to you. Like
exactly.
You understand what that is.
We don't. I'm just like, ah!
I don't. Yeah. Well, and it's doing its job too. Also for like, like that's
right.
You're supposed
that's
to.
what you're supposed to do. It's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
They filmed one of my practice matches with Heather, and when she hit me in the face, it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would. It was definitely getting hit in the face. But when I watched the video, I like cringed away from myself being hit in the face. I was like, oh god! Oh, I was fine though. Not even tender. It's magic. That match again, just like I fear for their lives when they're together. And on the one hand, that's amazing. That's great. Because it takes me completely out of the I'm watching a wrestling match into these men are fighting for their lives. But on the other hand, I just get nervous. I get real nervous. Both of these men have been injured and had to come back for it. So, Jesus take the wheel. There was a disqualification that was fucking genius. Neville, realizing that shit was not going his way, was like, this referee looks small. I bet I could throw him.
Mm-hmm.
And reaches out, throws that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
It works. Sneakily, gets disqualified, meaning that though he lost, he got to keep the championship. I'm happy to see this feud continue, and I hope they keep bringing in their little proteges, Gallagher and TJ Perk into there.
TJ Perkerface.
TJ Perkerface! TJ Dabs. He's so good as a heel.
He really is.
I hated him as a face. I hated that man.
Who dabs on you?
Who?
In the middle of it.
In the middle, I'm a good guy, bitch. How dare you? Now, he's in the bag just being an asshole tree. It's perfect. I love it. So Raw Tag Team Championship, Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro.
Did not go as I expected.
Me neither.
Nope.
I was pretty fucking surprised. There was a tooth loss.
Yes. Just went flying, right?
The referee just calmly, let me just...
Okay, so was that ref wearing those gloves the whole time?
Now that you say it, I don't
remember when they came out, but I did notice at one point he was wearing gloves.
Maybe he's just a Michael Jackson fan.
Or he saw that tooth early on and was like...
He was like, I ain't picking that shit up till I get my safety first.
Mm-hmm. Jeff just...
Can you imagine if you picked up a tooth not really thinking about it and then got an infection?
Oh my God.
Like, you bit me! Like, how dare you?
I'm a werewolf now.
God damn it! No one knows what this might cause.
No. He's going to start wearing, like, those...
The sleeves?
Yeah. He's a werewolf, but it's just the way Jeff Hardy dresses.
He starts to get the hair. He's like, I'm turning into a werewolf, but then the sleeves happen. He's like, oh no, I'm just turning into Jeff Hardy.
Cool.
Oh, where did these jeans come from? I could never find them in stores anymore. Anyway, long story short,
Anyways, yes.
The Hardys won.
The Hardys won.
It was a hard-hitting match, though. A little hard to watch at times because,
Sheamus has them big ham hock hands.
Right, and Matt really looks like an uncle that should sit down. Like, have a seat. You want my seat?
His pants reminded me of Barbie and the Rockers had this Derek doll.
Oh, yeah.
The shiny ass pants. And his
pants were very new millennium. Mm-hmm. He had about 7 pockets.
All kinds of pockets.
Very
all
shiny.
Kinds of mysteries.
I wish he would have started pulling powders out and throwing them. Just turned into a magician.
Yeah.
That would have been my height of my OP. How did you feel watching the Hardys flying around again?
He's ready for that hardcore match with those pockets, right?
Yeah,
with all
right.
those weapons.
You'd be like, and here's some text.
Oh man, that was it looked like the Hardys were getting beat down pretty well, and they had to earn that victory.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's a story I think that they were telling.
Yeah, and they've been doing this thing where after every loss, they've been very respectful. Cesaro had been very respectful, shaking hands, even things when got heated. So they did the same thing, and then heel turn.
Brr, 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 brr.
So he came back in and just beat the holy shit out.
Yeah, just beat him down, which is surprising and slightly confusing.
A little bit. I mean, I was thinking. Well, initially I thought I didn't know how long the Hardys were going to be around. I mean, yeah, they're popular or whatever, but they have some other fires cooking. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what their contract's like. So I was expecting the title change hands so it could then change hands again, so you can kind of roll it back and forth a little bit.
Right. I was suspecting that it would change hands and the Hardys would get in fights with each other, split off and do singles. That was my prediction. Could still happen. Might just have decided not to do it at a pay-per-view. Who knows? But it was just strange because it feels like Cesaro never gets his chance to shine. Like, they always start building him up. He starts to do really well. He finds his footing in the new thing they have him do. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, but this other guy came back and he's a little more important than you. Or, oh, but you know what? This other he's pretty great. And it's like, it's never Cesaro's turn.
Why not Cesaro?
Why not Cesaro? And as a heel, I just don't, what the fuck was that? You just gonna come on my podcast and just have a watch? Okay, anyway. Sheamus, great as a heel. Cesaro, I don't actually know how he is as a heel. I haven't ever seen him as a heel.
He hasn't been a heel for like a really, really long time. They did the whole international thing.
Oh, that's right.
And so,
when people were
that's a while ago.
Were the United Nations? I don't remember what it's called.
Remember.
League of Nations?
League of something.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yes, the League of Extraordinary
Gentlemen. League of
Evil.
Did they come out of a swamp?
Yes, they did.
If they never did that, I'm kind of upset. It's a perfect opportunity. Yeah. For like WrestleMania, just have that dome rise up out of the swamp.
Super Friends.
Yeah, we should tell the young ones. Yeah. It's a Super Friends reference. Go watch the show. It's wonderful.
Face.
You can find it online.
They had a reference in that Justice League Unlimited too.
The Raw Women's Championship match with Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. So surprised a little.
a little bit. I was not expecting them to give it to Alexa, but then it
Right
kinda makes,
away.
like immediately. It's been, 3 weeks?
Hi, you just got there.
Yeah. But it makes sense to a degree because eventually the Sasha-Alexa thing was going to happen. So it might as well happen over a title shot.
My cat's yelling, so if you hear that in the background, ignore him. He just wants attention. So Alexa Bliss is the first woman to win both the Raw and SmackDown titles. Kind of just a whatever thing to say. Charlotte will probably be the second one or something.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's a fun little thing to note. I thought this match looked so much better than Bayley's matches with Charlotte. I'm really happy. They could keep fighting. I wouldn't even mind.
Yeah. And it's gonna roll for another probably month, I would say, before it resolves. Maybe a month and a half.
Yes. And as I mentioned on Ready to Ramble, I'm really ready for Sasha and Bayley love story. You can look up that episode if you want to know what I'm talking about. Any other thoughts on the match?
I like Alexa's new gear.
Yeah, her gear is always on point. And Bayley's makeup was flizzy. Her hair was laid. She was looking great.
Until Alexa.
Yeah, until it got unlaid. But it was looking great.
It was good. It's that just high tight ponytail.
Yes. And it was some interesting storytelling this time. Using the bucklers to have a reason, like, oh, okay, and they didn't have a run-in. Yeah. So for once, Bayley got to defend something or lose something without Sasha interfering. Yeah, I think it's first time in a long time.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a while since Sasha ran in. Or the opposite of that. I ruined my own damn song. Everything I can't remember. That works out, because I couldn't remember the thing. Moving on.
It was in my contract that you wouldn't mess up any songs.
I don't remember getting a contract from you. Did you fax it to me?
It's a verbal contract I made with myself.
If you don't fax it to me, it is not admissible in court. House of Horrors. Oh, what a great name for what this was.
It's weird.
It was horrible.
Just wasn't. I mean, if you're gonna do. Okay, so, like. I think they went about, 80%. If that much on it. Like, they had the location, they had some weird stuff in the house.
Little babies, hanging from stuff.
Like hooks and, fake spider webs or whatever, but it wasn't like...
That house still looked really nice, though.
Yeah, it did. I was like, oh, all you need is some paint on the weekend. And
it was all blue. I was like, oh, those are my favorite colored Christmas lights. The bright blue ones?
Yeah. There was no, clown jumping out of a refrigerator, talking about, blah, and Randy Orton's like,
yes.
Oh.
I think that's what was really missing, is everything in the house was static.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the two of them. There was no supernatural forces at work. It really did look like he just decorated a house. It didn't look like Bray was messing with his head or making things appear. There were no voices coming out of nowhere. There was nobody else in the house with them.
Yeah, or real or imagined.
Right. There was a lot you could have done with a filming off location House of Horrors match. And this was basically just we fought in a house. It could have been any other two wrestlers in there. And I really hate to see them stumble with Bray's magic over and over and over and over again. Embrace the magic. The magic is good.
Yes.
Let Bray have magic.
Let him.
Anyway.
And what rando was driving by this house that Randy caught a ride with? And why was he driving faster than that limo? Did he have a motorcycle out back?
Seeing Randy...
Did he ride a lawnmower?
Right, Randy got out the house and was like, I need an Uber stat.
He forgot my phone. I'm buried under this refrigerator, but he didn't take my phone. I
still have my phone. Hey, driver, I'll give you an extra few bucks if you could just come in here and lift this fridge off of me. Thank you. I've been fridged a DC female.
Whoop.
Oh, sorry, I threw a little shade.
Or some superhero's parents.
All of them. He got a refrigerator thrown on him, in case you don't get what we're alluding to.
Yes.
Yet, somehow, managed to get back to the arena at the same time as Bray. And was totally fine.
Yeah.
Another missed opportunity here.
Yeah.
What if the lights had turned on and there was a refrigerator behind him? Can you just picture for a moment? That's some magic. That's some insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been hilarious and beautiful all at the same time. And instead we just got Randy standing there and then waited for him to turn around, because you have to do that in wrestling. It's part of it. You just can't get hit and not see it. That's crazy talk. You're in the middle of the ring. You're not down on the floor like some schlub. Anyway, the lantern was fine. I was very nervous about it getting kicked over.
Yeah, it ended up being fine. And then the whole thing, and then the former Bollywood boys.
Oh, yeah.
Rolled in there.
The Singh brothers.
The Singh brothers.
I know you're confused and thinking we're talking about a new match. So let me reiterate.
Yes. Same match. So the Singh brothers.
Looking fly, by the way.
Beautiful.
Crisp. Looking like some Easter brothers,
Nice
you know what I'm saying?
button-downs,
Yeah.
good slacks.
Like,
nice
I saw them in
tailors.
church, and I was like, are we related? You know what I'm saying? We could talk. And then Jinder came in with the championship that is not his.
Yep, no. He just has it.
Just has it.
Popped
Off a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Also looking crisp.
Very
His
crisp.
shirt was not as nice, but his pants,
Excellently tailored.
they're beautiful. A lovely color.
Mm-hmm.
The lights just shone off them like they were felt. Soft as I don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if you're confused, so are we.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, and Bray won, so that's really the...
Moral of the story, I knew Bray was going to win because they didn't do anything about the championship switching or anything like that, so it was kind of a hint that they were going to let him win. However, I'm really happy to see Bray win. I want to keep seeing Bray win, and I want to see magic, you fucks.
Or, to quote the magicians, do some goddamn magic.
I'm going to, wear that shirt and then do Bray at the end of it.
Exactly.
Bray. Or maybe at the beginning. Bray. Somebody buy me that shirt so I can tailor that onto there. Thank you. Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe.
Yeah, it was a solid match. Media Samoa Joe's slaying it left and right.
Like a Klondike. Oh,
like
sorry.
a Klondike bear, as Corey said repeatedly.
Over and
like
over.
a Klondike bear. He said
Catch
that
the
of
fish.
Braun as well. Just
Klondike bear.
he's
Catch
like,
his
throws
hands.
Yeah, he's like throws his hands like a Klondike bear. I'm like, I don't think a Klondike bear would throw those hands like that.
I don't think so either. He's just trying to scratch his back on the tree. Y'all seen those videos of the bear scratching their back? It is hilarious.
Like, oh, God.
I feel embarrassed for the bear.
I can't reach back there. Oh,
Like, this is a private moment. This bear is just trying to let loose after hibernating and being a mom, and you just gotta be all up in her shit like, haha, look how stupid this bear is. You had some thoughts on this match because, as you were saying, these were two really big indie guys. So, what did you think about Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe?
I kept noticing, I don't know, I mean, maybe it's both, but Seth's coming back from a knee injury, so was he nursing it, or was he just playing it up in the match? I think it was both. They went with it and used that as the part of the story, that Samoa Joe kept attacking that knee. And there was some things that Seth Rollins did that I thought were pretty risky for somebody coming back from a knee injury. So there's that, that element of danger and excitement thrown into the mix. Plus, Samoa Joe playing kind of a sadistic monster and attacking the weakness.
There was some table slamming into at some points. Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns.
It's not even like it was bad or whatever. It's
it wasn't.
You have the heavily injured Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns was wrapped up like a mummy in some ace bandages. Like when I cosplay as Juanita, the mummy, I use those same bandages.
And it wasn't subtle, but it was a good match. They're both big dudes. They're both athletic dudes rolling around. All that kind of stuff.
Roman should have came in with the neck brace.
I know, right? It was the whole,
why not go all the way?
Yeah, this is like the first time in a while that Braun's really kind of shown wear and tear and been kind of hurt. So that's interesting. But I've said this before and I'll say this again. It's not that I don't like Braun Strowman. He's incredibly athletic. He's very interesting. But the storyline is killing me. It's been going on for like a year at this point. I'm a big monster. Nobody can beat me. And he's been specifically feuding with Roman for like 4 months, but it never was like consistently. Like they kept kind of getting taken apart.
He was the less important feud that kept having to bow to other things. Like when the Undertaker shit happened, you were like, well, that was left field. P.S. An episode of Ready to Ramble, we talked about why the Undertaker thing went down the way it did. So on that episode, go watch that.
So so it's just kind of like I need this to have its resolution.
I definitely don't find it as engaging.
No.
And I don't know if that's because of Roman and the fact that his gimmick is I'm just that guy you eat chicken wings with and you call over when you watch the game. And so it's really hard to feel any way about him other than you pretty. So I don't know. I just never, it never has hooks for me.
Well, it's also locking him up someplace where like there could be somebody else that he could find a spark with and have something happen. Like, the Rusev stuff wasn't the best, but he actually had some good moments in there.
They did have more chemistry.
Yeah, so like, and it's not like they don't, it's just not.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think they're too samey in a certain way.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like they're both kind of like laconic, like, squint at you kind of dudes, and so you need a balance.
Yeah, actually, you're exactly right. They are the heel and face version of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Roman is just like, he's not a bad guy, he's just a guy.
Yeah, he's
and
just
Braun
a
is
dude.
like, I'm just gonna kill you. That's I don't get upset about it, except when you don't let me kill people.
Yeah.
And Roman's the same way. Let me hit people.
Yeah.
They're just the same. Maybe that's why I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the match was fine. They're big guys, but they're so athletic. They gave it their all. At the end, we even got some internal bloody injuries. I'm so excited whenever I see blood.
Yeah.
Go blood! Because I'm a child and apparently don't care about the lives of the people involved. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it was like ketchup. But so Roman refuses help.
Mm-hmm.
He goes and he wanders for some odd reason. I don't know why you would let somebody just wander on down.
There's like 4 refs and like 2 dudes in suit and like 2 two EMTs, like all walking around.
The backpacks were really cute.
They were very cute. As he's like, making his way up the ramp and falling.
Making my way down the ramp,
actually
walking
really good
fast, blood in my
drama.
mouth, and I'm homebound.
Just drama, just really good, selling that pain real well. And then there's
Blood.
so it's fine. I'm fine. Blood. All upon my bandages, blood. And then there's a cut to the backstage where Braun tries to roll up on him again in the ambulance, and instead Braun runs to the door and then runs into some boxes, and then he like stumbles and is like halfway in the ambulance, and then Roman comes and then starts slamming the other door into him.
Getting a lot out.
Yeah, and then
a lot of anger.
Braun just wanders backstage. So it's just he just was like, this hurts kinda, and just went away.
Floated away. He'll come back next Christmas. I had a real Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy moment. Just imagine the ambulance being like, oh, not again.
No.
Not again.
Fuck this ambulance in particular.
No, I've done nothing to you. Hit the gas.
Go.
Poor ambulance.
Well, I mean, I got a show in Fresno on Saturday, but the details on that are a little. I don't have them all yet. That's for Lucha Extreme.
Can people follow you somewhere to find this sort of information? Do you share this stuff?
Oh yeah, I share it.
Where you share it? Give them your deets, homie.
Find me on Facebook, Uncle Chaz Herrera. I'll be the dude in the yellow shirt. Just go ahead and search for people. I'll be there with my tag partner and my pick, Darwin Finch. And I'm on Instagram. Look me up, Uncle Chaz Herrera. I'm on Twitter too. I believe that one's Uncle Chaz Says. I don't really do Twitter very much though. But you can find me on that, and I'll be promoting all my shows.
Awesome. And if you guys get a chance, you better watch the Study Buddies. They make me laugh a lot. Because they're fucking nerds. And tomorrow, where can people find you?
You can find me on the Twitters and
you
Instagrams.
Can find me in
Hey! At Misfits Tomorrow. And, stuff and things.
Aardvark. And you can find me everywhere as Sarah the Rebel. You should go to my Patreon right now and donate $1 so you can get some sweet-ass short stories. If you only care about me because of wrestling, you should go watch Ready to Ramble. It is every Tuesday night live on twitch.tv/hyperrpg at 7 p.m. PT. We will probably be talking about Payback. I might not be on it this Tuesday. I'm not 100% sure because I'm doing something really, really, really cool that I don't know if I can announce yet, but it is also involving wrestling, so we'll see. But if I'm not, you already got my feelings, and you can hop in a chat and tell Iffy and Cameron how I felt about everything. It's probably good not to be there because I got all my picks wrong except for one.
No, you were about half.
No,
No,
it was like 1 or 2. So it's good not to face Iffy. I'd have to go in with my own championship belt just to fight his smugness. It would be awkward. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. We are now on iTunes. So if you're listening to us on iTunes, thank you. We are on allgames.com. Thank you for hosting us, All Games. Check them out. They have a lot of awesome podcasts. We are on YouTube. YouTube. Please subscribe. Subscribe. I don't know if that's how you say subscribe.
It is somewhere.
Somewhere. Yes, Portuguese.
Someone will understand.
Yes.
Do all of those things. Follow us on Twitter, Women Wrestling F, because I couldn't fit friends. Women Wrestling F. Okay, bye! Yeah!
Jazz hands.